real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Christy Zarella says after she met the defendant, she saw him selling drugs, and she later learned that he smoked marijuana and used crystal meth, and she has the picture to prove it. Christy's suing for an unpaid loan. Defendant Scott Saling says he's owned his own company for 7 years, and he has never used or sold drugs. Scott says after he got money from Christy, she started slandering him to his clients, so he's countersuing.
Tell me what's going on.
Your Honor, I met the defendant approximately 3 or 4 years ago. When I first met him, I really didn't care for him. And then a short time after that...
Where did you meet him?
In Las Vegas, at a mutual friend's house. I caregived for her mother.
Okay.
And he used to exterminate there. And then a short time after that,
Why didn't you care for him?
I didn't like him. There was something about him I just didn't like, Your Honor. I couldn't put my finger on it at that time.
Okay.
And then shortly after that, I witnessed him selling drugs,
Your Honor.
grass,
Let her finish.
to my friend and my family member.
Where?
In the garage of our mutual friend.
Okay, the same place you met him.
Correct.
Okay.
And I truly believe, Your Honor, that he uses his exterminating business as a front.
Your Honor.
You knew the man was selling drugs. You loaned him money.
Wait, Your Honor.
When you give money or loan money to a known drug dealer, there's a chance that some of that money is going to be involved in his drug transactions. Go ahead. All right.
Okay, so what happened was we had a big argument because I caught him kicking my dog.
But let's start with the friendship first.
Well, the friendship comes later. but Your Honor, what happened was I faced a death and life situation. I nearly died. And in 2009, I was diagnosed. 2010, I was blessed with a second chance in life.
Yeah.
And after that, I realized that life is just so short, and I'm not bitter anymore toward people, and I've always been a giving person, and I'm even more giving now, and I just keep getting stabbed.
You knew the man was selling drugs. You loaned him money.
Wait, Your Honor.
When you give money or loan money to a known drug dealer, there's a chance that some of that money is going to be involved in his drug transactions.
Plaintiff Christy Zarella says soon after she met the defendant, she realized he used crystal meth, and she has a picture to prove it.
Okay, let me allow him to give some background, then we're going to get to the loans.
Okay.
Sir?
Yes, Your Honor. First of all, I don't do drugs. I don't sell drugs. The fact is, Your Honor, that I've known Chris for a few years from a mutual client of mine, which I was still
I
a
thought
client.
you said you didn't sell drugs.
I don't. No, I have an exterminating business, Your Honor.
Oh, that client. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the
Go
other
ahead.
clients.
Well, drugs kill.
Yeah, well, you know,
Go
Your
ahead.
Honor, but if I sold drugs, I wouldn't need to borrow money. So that's ridiculous.
That's a good
accusation.
point.
The fact is, I've known him for quite a few years now, and the fact is that Chris, I was turning 50 this year, and I didn't want to look 50. So I contacted a lifestyle lifts and about getting a facelift, and it was more money than I had. So I applied for a loan from my bank. Chris had contacted me to come over and help clean out her garage. While I was over there cleaning out her garage, the bank had called me and denied me my loan. And before I hung up, Chris goes, "I'll loan you the money." So I said, "Okay."
What type of relationship did you all have
We
at
were
that point?
just acquaintances. We weren't
Okay.
even friends. And the fact was, Chris said, "I'll loan you the money," and against better judgment, I took it, wrote out a promissory note, and before that promissory note was even due, she's out slandering me, calling up my clients, saying that I do drugs and I sell drugs.
Why would she do that?
Because she thinks I owe her the money.
If you signed a promissory note, you do.
Yes, but it wasn't due until this month, and it's not even...
So did you call her and ask why she was doing it?
I did try to call her, and she never returned my call. I've had my business for over 7 years, from zero to something, and I'm not going to have someone defame me or slander me.
Ma'am, what do you want to tell me about the loan specifically?
Well, I want to tell you that he stated everything correctly. He was at my house. I have the promissory note, sir, right here.
Go ahead.
I called him up about the 10th of April, and I said to him, I go, Scott, are you supposed to pay me this month? And he says, no, not until May. And I'm, okay, fine. I hadn't looked at the promissory note or the dates, okay? And I said, okay, no problem. And on the 3rd of May, I did call him. I asked him, I said, hey, Scott, what's up? When am I going to see you? And he says, oh, I'll be over there this Friday for sure. I said, okay, cool. No, Scott. On the 8th, I call him again. And he says to me, I'm not paying you. You don't need it. You got the money illegally.
That never happened.
I went, okay, I did, huh?
When did you start telling people he used drugs and sold drugs?
I had called the mutual friend of ours. She knows about it. I mean, because she says,
when did you start telling people that?
Not until May 21st, because that's when I sent him the first text message.
What was your purpose in telling people he sold drugs?
Well, because she
Get him
knew
more
it.
business.
Getting more business, right.
She was
so if she knew it, you didn't have to tell her. Once again, what was your purpose for telling her something she already knew?
I said, I'm going to turn him into the police. I'm going to report him
Why?
to the narcotics. Because he's shafting me, Your Honor.
That's the reason?
Yes.
And he says that it is not true, and that's his counterclaim is for slandering him. You admit to saying that he sold and used drugs. You have evidence of that?
I have evidence right here, pictures of him doing
You know, of him selling drugs?
I have no actual proof of him selling the drugs except for me witnessing it. Except for me witnessing it.
Okay.
It's not true.
Yeah. What did you witness?
I witnessed him selling the drugs to a family member and my friend.
I don't even know her family members, if she even has any family members.
Where were you at when you saw that?
In the garage of my friend's house.
And where were they?
They were in the garage also.
Right there?
Yes.
In a garage?
Yes.
All of you?
And I threw a fit.
All of you were right there in the garage?
Yes, because...
What did you do? Tell me, describe this
my
fit.
family member was buying the drugs, and I'm totally against drug use.
Tell me about this fit you threw. What happened?
I asked my family member, I said, what the heck are you doing? I said, no. And we got into a big argument. He bought it anyway from him. And we got into an argument, and we are now separated as family members right now.
I guess since he didn't owe you any money, you wouldn't call the police on him, huh?
Yeah.
No,
You only call the police on drug dealers and drug users who owe you money.
No,
right.
I would have
Good
called the
enough.
police on him anyway.
All
And here's
right.
my proof of my text messages and my email.
Let's see. What will they indicate?
Telling him that he owes me the debt, and I was hoping that we could resolve this, and I didn't want to have to go to further resources.
He says he owes you. He admits
well,
to that.
he's admitting that now.
Right.
Well, I've always admitted that, Your Honor. I signed the promissory note.
Yeah, his only defense is, and it's not a defense, that's a counterclaim, as you
Yes, sir.
called it, is that you defamed his name by slandering him.
I said, no. And we got into a big argument. He bought it anyway from him. And we got into an argument, and we are now separated as family members right now.
I guess since he didn't owe you any money, you wouldn't call the police on him, huh?
Yeah.
No,
You only call the police on drug dealers and drug users who owe you money.
Plaintiff Christy Zarella says soon after she met the defendant, she realized he used crystal meth, and she has a picture to prove it.
She shows me a picture of you using drugs. How do you explain that?
I don't...
That's the meth right there.
Oh, really? That's a jewelry bag, Your Honor, that I had a gold ring
How
in.
about that
Oh,
pipe?
yeah.
You keep
That's-
jewelry in the pipe too?
That's not my pipe. It's not even my house. I don't know where it's...
Let's see it.
That was a jewelry bag, a gold ring from my mom, and it was in that bag. Your Honor, I never kicked her dog. I have 3 dogs. I love animals.
That pipe is right in front of you on this picture.
I don't know
So
whose
I'll
pipe
grant her judgment for her $3,000 of an unpaid loan. This pipe sitting in front of you is enough evidence to convince me that you use drugs, particularly since you just told me, after looking clearly at these pictures, that none of these pictures show you with any drug paraphernalia. And the drug paraphernalia is right in front of you. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed for slander or defamation because truth is the #1 defense. Whether you were selling it, don't know, maybe. What I do know is you had drugs right in front of you and you told me you didn't. $3,000 for the plaintiff. Your claim is
Thank you
dismissed.
very much, Your Honor. I didn't defame him because he is what he is.
She can kiss my very firm derriere.
I doubt that it's that firm, but that's okay.